Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kemi, and at Home Talks, our goal is to build godly homes and raise healthy families through the help of the Holy Spirit. If this is your first time of coming, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. If this is not your first time, you're welcome again to my channel. And straight to what we have for today, we are talking about communication in relationships, communication in marriage, in courtship, in whatever, even in friendships, in any relationship you find yourself. Why should there be communication? Someone said that communication is to marriage what oxygen is to life, and without communication, it is going to be that relationship, be it marriage, courtship, just friendship with your people, is going to die. And while reading a book, Raising Kingdom Kids by Tony Evans, was saying a majority of the issues that people face in their homes today is largely because there is a lack of communication, or there is no effective communication. So that's to tell you how important communication is to any relationship, particularly now to marriage. And what is there to communicate about? You should not base your relationship on assumptions. You don't actually have to assume that your spouse will know some things that you want them to do. You don't expect them to know what you want. You have to communicate it to them. Your relationship should not be based on assumption, but it should be based on communications. What is there to talk about? What do you want? Okay, say, communication. What is actually there to talk about? You can talk about finances, communicating your finances. What do you expect? How do you want to spend your money? How do you want to do this? Who is paying for this? Who is responsible for this in the home? Communication in finances is very key. You're talking about, okay, what's our budget going to be like? What's our spending habits going to be like? How are we going to plan for the future? Anything like investment? Are we saving? Are we doing this or that? Then communicating your feelings, also your emotions, talking about how you feel about a particular situation. You can't expect your spouse to know you're hurt by something that they did if you don't tell them. They may just say something or do something that to them it's actually not so much of a big deal. For instance, I have a friend. Something happened and I said something, or I think I did something, and to me it's just like, if you say such a thing to me, it's not going to affect me. Like, it's normal, yes, accepted. But the person didn't like it, and if she didn't tell me that she didn't like it, I won't know, and I'll keep doing it and I'll keep saying it. But because she communicated that she doesn't like this particular thing, I didn't see it as a big deal, but she said it as a big deal, and that's where we're different. And I appreciated her for that, for telling that, I didn't like this thing, and I had to correct it. The same goes with your spouse. Your spouse may not see certain things as a big deal. They may not even want to hurt you by what they say or what they do. But if it hurts you, and it's very valid, your feelings and emotions are very valid. But if it hurts you and you don't like what they did, tell them. Don't assume that they will know that what they said or what they did hurt you. Let them know that I don't like this particular thing, and watch them change and correct it. So communicate your feelings, your fears, your emotions. Talk about every single thing that you feel. What makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, what you like and what you don't like. Also, another key issue or key area where you have to communicate is communicating disagreements, or things that your spouse likes this thing, you don't like this thing. Now, how do we form a common ground so it doesn't cause a rift between us? And if you do not communicate, if you don't talk to your spouse about these things, if you don't talk to your partner about these things, they will just keep going their own way, and you go your own way, and you just say that you people are, both of you are driving or going apart, which will not help your relationship. So it's very important for you to communicate your disagreement. You don't like this and tell your spouse. Let both of you look for a way to form a common ground. And you see that if you communicate, you keep communicating, you keep talking to your spouse about these things, you will keep growing in your relationship. Your marriage will keep growing, because you're not leaving your spouse to, I think my wife or I think my husband will not like this thing. You're not leaving them in the dark. You're telling them everything as it is. And key to communication, you communicate with respect. Because I don't understand how people say they are talking together, probably in a disagreement, they want to solve a disagreement, or there's a conflict between them. I don't understand how two people who claim to love each other and to respect each other they exchange words that should not be heard of. They insult each other, and they are throwing words at each other. That's actually not communication. Because if you want to communicate with your spouse, you don't like something, no matter how let me say angry or pissed off you may be, you have to watch your words. So in communicating, we're not just saying communication. You have to communicate with respect. That's very, very key. You don't just do things anyhow or intentionally hurt your spouse's feeling or just dishonor them or use words. I tell you, words that you speak, you cannot get them back, and it's what you might not know what those words will do to your partner and the hurt it may cause them. So communicate with respect, and also have a listening ear. Don't just be the one that I want to talk, my voice must be heard. It is not your voice or no other voice. It is two of you wanting to listen to each other and wanting to hear what the other person is saying. If you're talking and I'm not listening, there is no communication. If you're talking in a language I do not understand, there is no communication. So it's very important that you are a good listener. That's very key in communication. And it's also important that you respect your partner's opinion, you respect their feelings, you respect whatever it is that they say. You necessarily do not have to agree. You're not agreeing with them on everything that they say. It's not possible for you to agree with everything that they say, but at least respect their decisions, respect their feelings, respect their opinions. If your partner says he doesn't like this thing, you don't have to force your partner to like it because you like it. You don't have to say, oh, you must like what I like, you must do what I want to do. No, respect the fact that they don't want certain things, respect the fact that they feel certain ways, respect the fact that they don't think like you, they don't behave like you, and they can never be you. Yes, your partners, you're working together to towards a common goal, but they're going to you both are going to have divergent views about things. So it's very important that in your communication you have respect for your partner's opinion, respect for them as well. You're also listening to what they have to say and not just you wanting to talk and make your voice known. And you're also mindful of what it is that they say, and you're actually listening to what it is that they have to say. So if there is anything you would want to add to this issue of communication in marriage, it's quite a short video. If there is anything you would love to add to the issue of communication, I would love to hear from you in the comment section. I would want to hear your opinion. Let us interact and let me hear from you. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video with your friends, and see you in the next video. Have a nice day and bye bye.